Today, I will be providing an update on MPD's investigation in the death of 13-year-old Karon Blake. And I'm here today to announce that the grand jury work in our investigation has been completed and an arrest has been made. We've worked closely with the United States Attorney's Office. Our detectives have interviewed several witnesses, and our detectives uncovered new evidence. On this past Friday, in consultation with the United States Attorney's Office, MPD had gathered enough information and evidence to apply for an arrest affidavit to a Superior Court judge. On Monday, that arrest warrant was signed by the judge charging 41-year-old Jason Lewis of Northeast D.C. with second-degree murder while armed. In this case, video evidence and hard work by our detectives was the key to piecing these events together. All of the facts of the case are outlined in the arrest affidavit, which will be available from the court. At 8 o'clock this morning, Mr. Lewis turned himself in and was taken into custody. I know the community has a lot of anticipation, and it is our job as the Metropolitan Police Department to investigate each crime to the full extent so that we can hold those responsible accountable. That will end the official statement, and any questions that you have related to the investigation I can address.
Also from the arrest warrant, can you comment on what appear to be Karon's last words? I'm a kid, I'm only 12, please don't, I'm sorry.
Yes, that's in the warrant as well. Based upon video evidence, we were able to glean what transpired between them from one of the video surveillance cameras that we reviewed.
But I mean, could you react to that? I mean, this is what the public are going to, read these words today and see the pictures from the arrest warrant. Yeah. What do you take personally when you hear that?
I think and probably everyone in the city knows, Mark. I mean, anytime we have a loss of life, especially that of a child, that's something that really just pierces my soul, to be quite honest with you. Here we have a kid who's dead, who shouldn't be, right? I mean, I would hope that anybody with half of a heart that would impact you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. This young man shouldn't be dead, but he is. And now, again, we have to go through the course of the judicial process, something that will never, unfortunately, bring him back, but to deal with the family, to deal with, Karon's relatives, and schoolmates. It's a lot really to unpack there. And when you add to that, a video information that we were able to glean from the investigation, personally, I'm a father, it impacts me. Yes.
Hearing that there was a confrontation leading up to the ultimate shooting, outside of this one interaction when Karon was running towards Mr. Lewis, any indication on the video that there were words exchanged, there was a confrontation with Karon individually prior to the gun being...
That's inaccurate information. There was no confrontation between them, and no real words exchanged between them. That's inaccurate, so, yep.
Can you please talk to us about what your biggest grievance was with the way that he fired as the chief of police for D.C.?
So I think the biggest grievance is that the first shot that was fired was actually fired at someone who was sitting in a vehicle who was not an immediate threat to the person who fired the shot. So that in itself, raises issues, right? You have a vehicle that's parked over here, a shot gets fired at that person that's sitting in the car. What if that person got hit by that round, right? By that bullet, or an innocent person, or that bullet went into somebody's house. So that obviously is the concern. it's not consistent with training that one would receive for a concealed carry permit. If you're not in fear of or an immediate threat to your physical being or someone else's, that is problematic for me. And I think from that point, and again, this is not something that we knew the night of, but from that point, everything else that kind of unfolds is as a result of that initial shot that gets fired. So whether Karon knew or didn't know, that a person was standing there with a gun who he was running at, or running at a full sprint. Maybe Mr. Lewis felt threatened at that point. I mean, I don't know. I can only speculate there. But I think that where things really unravel, it was just the initial shot that was fired that kind of put the chain of events into place.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.